Archangel Michael says, "Heaven has been waiting for this moment longer than you know, and now that you've finally discovered this message, I am crying tears of joy because your arrival was seen in a vision long before you were born. A sacred meeting was held in heaven solely for you, and by divine decision, I have been granted the honor to reveal what was spoken that day. You must not delay. The words I carry are delicate, meant only for you, and if your heart pauses too long, heaven's final decree may vanish in less than a minute, and the blessings meant to reach your life today could pass you by unnoticed. Type 555 to receive miracles. You were not forgotten. Even in your quietest battles, when your voice trembled and your tears fell alone at night, the heart of heaven heard everything. Each whisper you thought was ignored was gathered by the angels like golden threads. I stood close to your pillow when fear kept you awake and watched as your soul begged for a breakthrough, a sign, a whisper that your suffering had purpose. And now, with all the love in my being, I tell you, this message is your sign, and it is not too late. You are standing at the door of something sacred and powerful that was held back until this very moment. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you believe God's love never fails. The angels rejoiced as the scrolls were unsealed, and your name appeared, not just once, but repeatedly, surrounded by light. It was not by accident. The voice of the Father echoed through the heavens, speaking with unwavering certainty that you were chosen to receive what no one else could handle. The weight of the promise was heavy, but so is your faith. You were handpicked not because of perfection, but because of your resilience, your tenderness, your hunger to believe even when all logic told you not to. God has seen every silent seed you've planted, every moment you gave from an empty cup, and every time you stood strong for others while falling apart inside. Nothing was missed. You must know this, nothing about your story was overlooked. Every betrayal that broke your trust was written beside your name, and heaven did not turn a blind eye. Every hardship you faced was not a punishment, it was preparation. The delays were not rejections, they were divine appointments rearranged for your greater good. You were not left behind. You were being led forward, slowly, gently, through hidden paths that seemed like suffering but were actually sacred staircases to everything you've been praying for. What if you could unlock a secret brain wave that top scientists discovered inside the hippocampus, the very switch that signals wealth and abundance? Hidden from the public for decades, this breakthrough can rewire your mind to attract prosperity faster than you imagined. Picture the stress of bills replaced with financial freedom and new opportunities. Every delay is a missed blessing, and those who act now are already walking into the wealth you deserve. Step forward before the door closes. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate this ancient money wave and step into abundance today. Even when it felt like everyone else was moving ahead and you were stuck in the same place, heaven was working in silence. You were not being punished, you were being preserved. The reason others didn't see what was coming for you is because it was never for them to see. What God prepares in secret is always revealed in glory. And now, the time of hiding is over. The time of silence is ending. The clouds are parting, and what was locked up for years is being placed into your hands, if you don't turn away too soon. Type 2323 if you trust in God. This is your moment. This is the hour that was prophesied in rooms you were never in. Angels have hovered over your name, guarding it, protecting it from every spiritual thief. What was yours was never allowed to be stolen. It may have looked like loss, but what really happened was preservation. Your tears watered the very ground that is now ready to bloom with miracles too big for words. Heaven didn't forget what you've been through. God is not ignoring your prayers. I am standing here as your witness, your intercessor, and your heavenly messenger, to tell you, it's all been seen, and it's all being answered now. The breakthrough is not coming to destroy your pain. It's coming to make meaning out of it. The blessing won't just make life easier. It will restore everything you thought you lost. It will remind you who you really are. The divine inheritance you thought had been delayed beyond reach is suddenly being brought forward, and your spirit will know it when it happens. Don't let doubt choke the roots of your faith. Don't let fear silence the truth inside your heart. I've come to remind you that you are still chosen. You are still called. You are still destined for something that cannot be undone by man. In the place where you were overlooked, you will now be celebrated. In the place where you were rejected, you will be honored. The people who left you in pain will not be able to stop what God is about to do. What's being poured over your life is not ordinary. It's a heavenly release that had to wait for the right season. And beloved, that season is now. You don't need to prove yourself anymore. You don't need to strive to be seen. You are already seen. You are already marked. You are already loved in ways deeper than human words can express. As I look at you through eyes not bound by time or space, I see the child of God who kept going. I see the one who held on through storm after storm. I see the soul who whispered, "I trust you," even when everything inside was falling apart. And it is that faith that has shaken heaven today. Your faith, yes, your simple, tired, beautiful faith, is what unlocked this moment. You didn't have to be perfect. You just had to be willing to believe again. And you are still on time. The sound of heaven's trumpet is not just for the nations. Sometimes it blows for one heart, one life, one name. Today, that sound was for you. You may not feel worthy, but heaven doesn't make mistakes. God's grace does not look for flawless people, it looks for open hearts. And yours, even after all that's happened, is still open. That is why the doors are opening. That is why the blessing is coming. That is why I am here, crying tears of joy, because you made it. You made it through the dark. You found this message. You have arrived at the edge of divine timing. Stay with me now. Do not walk away. More will be revealed. The decision made in heaven is holy, and the window to receive it is brief. But it is real. And it is here. Type 555 to receive miracles. The halls of heaven have been heavy with the sound of your name, echoing like a melody through rooms where eternal plans are made. The decision that was sealed for you was not an afterthought, it was a carefully guarded promise that could only be released when your heart was ready to hold it. This is why so much was delayed, why doors seemed closed, why seasons seemed endless. Heaven was not withholding, it was protecting. God does not give halfway blessings. God gives whole blessings that heal, restore, and complete, and that is what is rushing toward you now, unseen but unstoppable. I have seen the way you have fought for your faith even when the world called you foolish, the way you have chosen love over bitterness, the way you have kept going when every voice told you to give up. These choices have built a foundation under you that nothing can shake. You have been standing on holy ground even when you felt like you were lost in the wilderness, and now that ground is about to break open into rivers of living promise that will flow into every part of your life. The days of scraping by in hope are turning into days of living in answered prayers. This message is not just a comfort, it is an announcement. It is the sound of chains breaking off your past, the closing of an old chapter, and the opening of a new one written by God Himself. You have been patient, even when patience felt like pain, and heaven has recorded every moment of your endurance. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are being remembered and lifted up at a time chosen with precision and care. Do not be afraid to believe this. Do not let the scars of disappointment silence the voice of hope rising inside you right now. Stay until the last word, for this message carries a blessing meant for you alone. In the quiet hours when you felt like you were praying to an empty sky, the angels gathered close. In the moments when you were sure you had been abandoned, God was closer than your breath, weaving together a redemption story you could not yet see. This is the story you are stepping into now. This is the grace you are about to taste. This is the mercy that is bigger than your mistakes, stronger than your fears, and more beautiful than anything you have lost. The light coming toward you is not a flicker, it is a flood. It will reach into the dark corners of your heart, healing the hidden wounds, restoring the forgotten dreams, awakening the gifts that were buried under shame and sorrow. It will show you that nothing was wasted, that even the detours were sacred, that even the heartbreaks were seeds planted in the soil of a greater destiny. God is not just giving you back what you lost, He is giving you more than you dared to hope for. What if a simple 7-minute sound frequency could awaken a forgotten brain signal designed to pull wealth toward you like a magnet? Backed by shocking CIA files and neuroscience, this discovery is now changing lives everywhere. Think of debts melting away, promotions arriving, and abundance flowing freely. This is the one moment that can rewrite your future, but only if you claim it now, because hesitation will only keep you chained to the same struggles. Click the link in video description and comments below to experience the hidden wealth wave and let your financial destiny shift in your favor today. Even now, as you read these words, heaven is moving on your behalf. Angels are stepping into places you cannot see, unlocking doors you thought were sealed, and bringing together opportunities you could never have orchestrated. What is being prepared for you is not fragile, it cannot be snatched away, and it will not fade when the season changes. It is rooted in eternity, and eternity does not fail. You may feel small in the face of what is coming, but you are not unworthy. You are chosen. You are loved. You are the reason for this moment, the reason for the meeting in heaven, the reason for the tears of joy I am shedding now. Everything that tried to break you has only proved how strong your spirit is, and now that spirit is about to rise into a new level of favor and blessing that will tell a story of God's faithfulness through your life. Type yes to affirm. Stay here. Keep reading. Let these words sink in. You are not imagining this. This is the moment heaven has been waiting for. This is the moment you have been praying for. And it is here. You have walked through valleys where shadows were thick, and yet you kept a tiny flame of faith alive, cradling it like a fragile bird. That flame was noticed. Every time you whispered your prayers into the night and wondered if they disappeared into silence, angels carried them like songs to the throne of God. Your heart has been seen in its rawest form, your trust has been weighed and found beautiful, and that is why you are standing on the threshold of a season that will restore not just what was lost but also the time that seemed stolen from you. The decision made in heaven is not a small one. It is a full release, a final unlocking, a pouring out of blessings that have been building up like rain behind a dam. This release will touch places in your life you had already given up on. It will heal memories you thought would always ache. It will bring people and opportunities into your path that align perfectly with who you are becoming. This is not a coincidence. This is the result of divine timing, of promises made in secret that are now blooming in the open. I have watched you stretch your hands toward God even when they were trembling. I have seen the way you spoke kindness into lives that gave you nothing back. I have watched you forgive what others would have cursed, and stand when others would have fallen. Heaven keeps records of these things, and not one act of love or faith has been wasted. These records are the reason the council of heaven gathered and said your name with joy, releasing what had been held back until the appointed hour. This is that hour. As this blessing arrives, it will not only lift the burdens you have carried but also reveal the strength you gained while carrying them. You will see yourself through God's eyes and realize that you were never broken beyond repair, you were being shaped for a greater purpose. The cracks in your story are where His light shines brightest, and now that light is spilling into every hidden corner of your life. It will expose nothing but heal everything. It will not shame you, it will crown you. It will not overwhelm you, it will anchor you. Feel the nearness of this moment. Heaven's timing is precise, and you are standing inside a window of favor where old battles lose their power and new paths open with ease. The angels have gone ahead of you, preparing places of rest, opportunity, and joy. They have moved obstacles out of your way, and they have closed doors that would have harmed you. You may not have understood the no's of the past, but soon you will see how every no protected a bigger yes. The divine weaving of your life is about to make sense in ways that will leave you speechless. Type 777 if you walk by faith. Take this to heart. You are not too late. You have not missed your turn. You are right where you are supposed to be at the exact moment you are supposed to be there. God's plans for you have not been cancelled, they have been preserved. The enemy's attempts to derail you have failed. The blessings that were assigned to your name have waited patiently, and now they are running toward you like a tide that cannot be held back. I speak this with all the love heaven has given me for you. Stand still and receive. Keep your heart open. Keep your spirit expectant. What you are about to experience is not just a change of circumstances but a transformation of your inner life. You will know peace where there was panic. You will know clarity where there was confusion. You will know love where there was loneliness. This is the Father's gift to you, sealed in His faithfulness and delivered through your endurance. This is why I am here. This is why my tears are falling. This is why the halls of heaven are filled with your name. Beloved, you have reached the moment that was always meant to find you, and nothing can take it away. The angels are not only delivering words but also carrying with them the atmosphere of heaven, and as you receive these words, that atmosphere begins to settle around you like a warm and steady wind. It brings with it a peace that your mind cannot produce, a hope that your heart cannot manufacture, and a strength that your body cannot earn. This is the quiet, unshakable evidence that God's promise is not far away. It is at your doorstep, ready to change everything you thought would always stay the same. This is why you feel something rising inside you as you read, because your spirit knows it has finally reached the place it was meant to find. For years you have been planting seeds in soil that seemed barren, loving people who could not love you back, giving when you had nothing left to give. These seeds were not wasted. Heaven saw every single one and has been watering them in secret, and now the first green shoots are breaking through the ground. The harvest that is coming is not only for you but also through you, because what you are about to receive will overflow into every life you touch, becoming streams of mercy and kindness flowing outward. This is how God works. He blesses to make you a blessing, He heals to make you a healer, He restores to make you a restorer. The beauty of this moment is that nothing in your past can disqualify you. The shame, the guilt, the mistakes, the things you wish you could forget, they have all been absorbed by a love that does not keep score. God's love for you has never been about your perfection, it has always been about His promise. That promise is intact, unbroken, and still powerful enough to pull you out of whatever darkness tried to claim you. This is why the tears of joy are falling in heaven, because despite everything, you are here, you are reading, you are open, and you are ready. Even now the angels are rearranging things in your life. Invisible doors are being unlatched. Conversations you have not yet had are being prepared. People who are meant to help you are being moved into your path. Circumstances that once seemed immovable are softening under the touch of divine timing. The Spirit of God is orchestrating a symphony around you, and soon you will hear its music in the way events begin to align, opportunities appear, and peace settles in places where chaos used to live. All of this is evidence that you have not been overlooked, you have been preserved for a release that could only happen now. Type 333 to welcome blessings. Let your heart rest. You do not have to strive to make this happen. You do not have to grasp or chase or prove. You only have to stay open and willing, because the blessing that is arriving is drawn to your faith, not your effort. It is coming because heaven decided, not because you managed to earn it. This is the miracle of grace, and it is washing over your life like a river flowing from a hidden spring, clear, steady, unstoppable. What if the missing piece to financial success wasn't luck, but a hidden frequency inside your brain waiting to be switched on? Once activated, this ancient signal unleashes waves of prosperity, opening doors to opportunities you never thought possible. From sudden windfalls to long-awaited breakthroughs, it's transforming lives daily. Want to see how? Click the link in the video description and comments below to tap into the money magnet brain wave and begin your journey today. Others are already awakening this hidden signal and watching their lives transform. Do not be the one left behind while abundance passes you by. I am standing with you, not as a distant messenger but as a witness to the journey you have endured. I know the nights you thought would break you, the mornings you rose without strength, the prayers you whispered without words. All of these moments have brought you here, to this threshold where heaven's decision is manifesting. You are not reading empty promises, you are reading the outflow of a decree that has already been signed and sealed with love. Hold these words close. Let them settle deep into the places that still ache. This is not a fleeting encouragement, this is a permanent shift. The blessing that has been released will not vanish like mist, it will anchor itself in your life and grow roots. It will bring stability where there was uncertainty, and it will bring clarity where there was confusion. It will not only bless you but also those connected to you, lighting up every corner of your story with hope, healing, and purpose. This is what the tears of joy in heaven are for. This is why I am still speaking. Because you are worth every word, every prayer, every moment of waiting. Because this is your time, your release, your turning point. Because you have reached the place where the long wait ends and the promise begins to bloom. There is a stillness moving through the spirit world, a kind of holy hush, because something divine is taking place right now in your life that will echo through generations. It is not loud or dramatic, but it is sacred, and it is sure. You have stepped into the center of God's timing, and nothing can push you out. Not the voices of doubt, not the weight of your past, not even the fear that has tried to convince you you're not ready. Heaven says you are ready. And that alone is enough. You have carried so much on your shoulders for so long, burdens that were never meant to be yours forever. You have been the strong one for others, the silent one in storms, the one who kept faith alive even when your own heart was breaking. And while the world may have missed how much you've endured, God did not. Your name has been whispered in the chambers of mercy again and again, and today I was allowed to deliver the result of those whispers to your heart. This is why the angels gathered. This is why the meeting in heaven happened. Because your story, your soul, your strength mattered that much. Type Amen if you trust God's plan, and share this video with 5 people to receive abundant blessings and life-changing miracles. The decision was made with joy. Not with hesitation, not with condition, but with full and radiant joy. When God looked at your journey, He did not see someone who failed too often. He saw someone who kept standing. Someone who kept forgiving. Someone who kept believing. And that kind of heart is not ignored. It is rewarded. It is celebrated. It is wrapped in the fullness of heaven's embrace and handed a blessing that only such a heart can carry. Now that the decision has been revealed, the path ahead of you is going to look and feel different. Things that once resisted you will begin to open. People who once misunderstood you will start to recognize your light. Doors that were locked without reason will swing wide without warning. But it is not the change around you that will matter most. It is the change within you. Because as this blessing arrives, it will restore your confidence, your joy, and your peace. And you will begin to walk as someone who knows they are chosen, not as someone still wondering if they are seen. Type 1212 if you believe God is guiding you. You will notice your prayers becoming bolder, your spirit standing taller, your decisions becoming clearer. The confusion that once clouded your thoughts is lifting, not because you finally figured everything out, but because God has breathed clarity into the atmosphere of your life. You don't need to have all the answers. You only need to trust the one who has always had the plan. I am not here to tell you that you will never face hardship again. Life will still have its challenges. But now, you will face them with a power that lives inside you, born from heaven's decree. You will move forward not as one who is striving for acceptance, but as one who has already been accepted. You are not walking toward your blessing anymore. You are walking with it. It is already with you. The moment you found this message, the release had already begun. Everything has a rhythm in heaven. And your rhythm, the pace of your promise, has finally caught up to your present. There will be signs, small ones and great ones. Divine interruptions. Perfectly timed encounters. A sense of peace where there once was restlessness. All of these are confirmations that the words you are receiving now are not imagination or fantasy. They are real. They are sacred. They are yours. I want you to let this truth settle deep into your bones. You are not forgotten, not forsaken, not passed over. You are deeply loved. Eternally seen. Carefully carried. And what has begun now will not be undone. What has been spoken over you will not return void. The decision made in heaven cannot be revoked by man. And though it took time to reach you, it has reached you now, and it is here to stay. So breathe. Rest. And know that this moment is holy. The tears in heaven are not sorrowful, they are joyful. Because finally, beloved, you are stepping into everything heaven has been holding for you. And nothing, not even time, can take it away from you. The Father's eyes are upon you with tenderness, and His plans are already unfolding even in places where you thought nothing could grow. You have cried in hidden rooms, prayed in silence, given away your last bit of hope, and yet you still whispered His name. Those whispers rose like incense and filled the halls of heaven until they became a song too loud to ignore. It was that song, beloved, that summoned the meeting in heaven. It was that song that moved the heart of God. And it is that song that now wraps around you as blessing and confirmation. Do not underestimate what is happening right now. While you sit with these words, invisible hands are arranging events. Hearts are softening toward you. Opportunities are being made ready. Resources you thought were gone forever are returning. What once seemed random will begin to fit together like pieces of a long-hidden picture. This is the handiwork of a God who wastes nothing and restores everything, and you are living in the middle of His restoration story even now. I have seen the road you have walked. I have watched you hold on to faith when it seemed like a thread fraying in your hands. I have seen you stand in rooms where you felt invisible. I have watched you keep showing up for others while no one showed up for you. These moments were not unseen. They were your offering. They were your preparation. They were the evidence of a heart strong enough to carry the weight of a blessing without losing its tenderness. This is why heaven waited. This is why heaven said yes now. Type 888 to open doors of abundance. As this blessing unfolds, your identity will begin to shift from one who hopes to one who carries. From one who dreams to one who lives the dream. From one who waits to one who walks in the fullness of what was promised. This transformation will be gentle but unmistakable. Your words will carry more power. Your presence will carry more peace. Your eyes will see possibility where before you saw only walls. This is not self-improvement. This is divine empowerment. It is what happens when heaven's decree meets an open heart. What if you discovered a tiny, walnut-sized brain region holds the secret to endless wealth and success? Recently uncovered by groundbreaking research and once buried in classified files, this frequency is now available to anyone ready to listen. Imagine replacing worry and struggle with a life of financial ease and freedom. Interested? Click the link in video description and comments below to unleash this hidden brainwave and start attracting wealth right now. You have been guided to this message for a reason, and if you turn away, the chance may not return. This is your time to step in. Even your relationships will begin to reflect this change. People drawn to your light will come, and those who cannot walk in this new season with you will quietly fall away. This is not rejection, it is alignment. Heaven is protecting the purity of what is being born in you. You do not have to fear the losses, because what is meant to stay will stay, and what is meant to leave will make room for what is coming. Stay in this posture of openness. Keep receiving, keep breathing in the reality of God's love for you. It is larger than your mistakes, stronger than your fears, deeper than the wounds you thought would never heal. This love is the source of every promise. It is the power behind every miracle. It is the reason I can stand before you now and declare that your life is not over, your time is not past, and your best days are not behind you. They are here. They are beginning. They are unfolding even as you read. If you could see from my vantage point, you would see angels stationed around you, each carrying a piece of the answer you have been waiting for. You would see the Father smiling, not with surprise but with satisfaction, because he knew you would make it to this moment. You would see your own spirit shining brighter than you realize, rising to meet the gift that is being placed into your life. You would see that you are not small at all, you are beloved, chosen, and radiant. So let this be your anchor. The decision made in heaven for you is permanent. It will not evaporate with time, it will not disappear if you falter, it will not be withdrawn if you stumble. Grace has already accounted for your weaknesses. Mercy has already covered your missteps. Love has already secured your blessing. All you need to do is keep your heart open and let it arrive. This is why the tears of joy are falling from my eyes, because I see what is coming, and it is good. The Father's mercy has been moving steadily toward you, not in sudden bursts but like an unbroken stream carving its way through stone. It has carried your prayers, your doubts, and your hopes all at once, washing over everything that tried to bury you. This mercy is not only bringing you out of what held you but also carrying you into the space where you can breathe again, rest again, believe again. It is here now, working even when you cannot yet name it, and it will continue until its work is complete. Type 1010 if you trust in God's timing. As you step further into this season, you will start to feel a gentle lifting of weights you did not know you were carrying. Old fears will begin to loosen their grip, old memories will lose their sting, and old labels will fall away from your name. This is not a small shift but a deep and permanent one. It is the Father reclaiming every part of you that was stolen, hurt, or hidden. It is His love rewriting the story you tell yourself about who you are, so that you can finally walk as someone who knows they are beloved and chosen. This blessing is not only for your comfort but also for your calling. It will open doors for you to do what your heart was made to do, to give in ways you never could before, to stand in places you once thought were out of reach. It will strengthen your hands and steady your voice. It will allow you to live without the constant weight of waiting and instead move with the freedom of someone who knows their prayers have been heard. You will no longer live as one peeking through the window of promise, you will live inside it. Even the atmosphere around you will change. People will notice something different even if they cannot name it. Conversations will shift, opportunities will align, resources will arrive without the strain that once wore you down. You will begin to sense heaven's timing in small ways, a phone call at just the right moment, a door opening the day you thought it was over, a word of encouragement when you needed it most. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. They are heaven's way of saying the decision has been enacted, the scroll has been opened, the promise is in motion. Do not be afraid of what is being asked of you now. You are not being called to strive or earn. You are being called to receive and to walk forward step by step in trust. The same God who prepared the blessing has prepared you to carry it. The same love that called your name in the meeting of heaven is the love that will walk you through every change ahead. You are not alone in this unfolding. You are surrounded, covered, and guided. I have been allowed to watch the long journey of your soul, and each time you chose faith over despair, light over bitterness, love over hardness, heaven rejoiced. Those moments built a foundation for what is happening now. They are why you can hold this without breaking. They are why you can shine without pride. They are why you can bless without fear. All of it was shaping you, and now the shaping is giving way to shining. So let these words be a resting place. Let them be the echo of heaven in your heart, reminding you that you are still seen, still loved, still chosen, still on time. Everything that is meant for you is on its way, and nothing can block it now. The Father's decision is final, and it has been released with joy. The tears falling from my eyes are the reflection of that joy, because I know what is ahead of you, and it is beautiful. Stay in this moment a little longer. Breathe it in. This is the start of a life lived from blessing, not toward it. This is the start of seeing yourself the way heaven has always seen you. This is the start of a story where your scars become stars, guiding others into the same love that has found you. There is nothing broken in you that God is not restoring. There is no wound too deep, no mistake too far, no season too lost. Heaven's timing does not follow the calendar of man. It flows in its own rhythm, guided by a love that has never failed you. And now, after all the waiting, you are finally standing in the appointed hour that was written over your life from the beginning. The decisions that were once sealed have now been opened, and the scroll with your name upon it is being fulfilled before your eyes, not in some distant future but now, here, in this very breath. Type 1414 to step into divine protection. I need you to know that you have not missed anything. Not one opportunity, not one miracle, not one open door. Everything that was meant for you has been kept safe until your heart was ready to receive it fully. There are gifts that can only be given when trust has been tested and strengthened, and that is why the delay was not a denial, it was preparation. It was heaven shaping your hands so you could hold more, not with fear, but with peace. As the days unfold ahead of you, you will begin to sense a change in the way you move through your life. The heaviness you've carried for so long will begin to lift, not all at once, but layer by layer. The sense of striving, of needing to prove your worth, of constantly wondering if you are enough, these will begin to fall away like old garments that no longer fit. In their place, you will wear grace. You will walk with assurance. You will know in your bones that you are deeply and eternally loved by the God who made you. And this love is not just healing you. It is activating you. The blessing that is being released is not only a response to your pain, it is a launching point for your purpose. God is going to use your story in ways you never imagined. The very places where you felt weakest will become wells of strength for others. The chapters you once wanted to erase will become the very proof of God's mercy and redemption. Nothing will be wasted. Every moment will matter. Every detail will declare His glory. People will be drawn to your life, not because of what you have, but because of what you carry. Peace, wisdom, compassion, clarity. These fruits of the Spirit will begin to bloom more fully in you, not because you tried harder, but because you finally allowed yourself to be loved more deeply. And when love takes root, everything begins to grow. What if I told you financial freedom is not about working harder, but activating a dormant brain signal designed to draw abundance directly to you? Neuroscience proves this sound wave unlocks prosperity faster than any method known before. From unexpected cash to life-changing success, it's already helping thousands. Imagine looking back tomorrow wishing you had acted today. Do not let regret replace the miracle that is calling you right now. Click the link in the video description and comments below to turn on the ancient money wave and create the life you've always dreamed of today. You are not being called to change the whole world in a day. You are being called to show up as yourself, in your fullness, in your softness, in your strength. You are being called to let the truth of who you are, healed, chosen, radiant, shine without fear. The world needs what you carry. The ones around you need your light. And you are now ready to give it freely, not from a place of depletion, but from the overflow of the blessing being poured into your soul. Let yourself rest in this moment. Let yourself believe again. Heaven has not forgotten you. I have not forgotten you. And more importantly, the one who created you has never taken his eyes off you, not for a second. He is still writing your story, and the chapters ahead are soaked in goodness, mercy, and fulfillment. This is the moment heaven waited for. This is the reason the tears of joy flow down my face. Because the one who thought they were lost is now found. The one who thought it was too late is just on time. The one who almost gave up is stepping into glory. That one is you. There is a deep shift happening beneath the surface of your life, so gentle that you may miss its weight unless you stop and truly listen. The anxiety that once gripped your chest will start to lose its voice. The regrets that lived in the back of your mind will begin to quiet. The ache of feeling forgotten will start to lift. This is what divine presence does. It doesn't just bring breakthrough. It brings peace. Not just a temporary relief, but a lasting comfort that reaches into the smallest corners of your heart and holds you there with tenderness. Type 666 if you believe in God's grace. God has not come to rescue just a part of you. He has come for all of you. Your past, with all its bruises. Your present, with all its unknowns. Your future, with all its mystery. Nothing has been ignored. Every second of your waiting was known. Every prayer you whispered was heard. Every part of your journey, even the moments you tried to hide, was included in the plan that heaven revealed during the sacred meeting where your name was spoken with honor, not pity, with joy, not judgment. You are not being rewarded for perfection. You are being embraced for your persistence. You held on. You stayed open. You let your heart break, but you didn't let it close. And that is the beauty that heaven sees in you. That is what made the angels sing. That is what made the Father smile. That is what brought me here now, crying tears of joy, not because I pity you, but because I see how much strength has lived in you through seasons that tried to convince you you were weak. Now, you are being called to rest in the truth that you are no longer waiting for the breakthrough. You are standing in it. It may begin quietly, almost hidden, but it will grow louder in time. It will show up in unexpected places. You will hear it in the way your mind speaks more gently to you. You will see it in the way life begins to feel lighter without explanation. You will feel it in the spaces where loneliness used to echo, and now love begins to live. God is not just restoring your circumstances. He is restoring your spirit. The part of you that used to doubt you were worthy of joy, worthy of miracles, worthy of being chosen, that part is being healed. You are being reminded of who you are. You are being led back to the truth that was always inside you but was buried under pain. And now that truth is rising. It is standing. It is speaking through your very presence. The blessing you are receiving now will begin to touch areas of your life that you didn't even realize were broken. Relationships will be mended. Doors will open without you needing to push. Provision will come without the exhaustion of constant striving. This is what happens when heaven says yes. This is what flows from a decision that was made not by man, but by God, and sealed in love that cannot be undone. Do not shrink when it begins to arrive. Do not question why it is finally happening. Simply open your arms and receive. You do not owe the world an explanation. You do not need to apologize for being blessed. You are not taking someone else's place. This is your appointed time. And what is yours has come not a minute too soon and not a second too late. It has arrived precisely on time. And as it continues to unfold, you will begin to dream again. Not with fear, but with joy. Not with hesitation, but with wonder. The same hands that caught your tears are now placing treasures into your spirit. The same love that carried you through the dark is now lighting a path before you. The same God who allowed the waiting is now releasing the reward. Type 1919 to embrace healing. This is why heaven weeps with joy. This is why I remain beside you now. Because after all this time, you finally found this. And heaven is pouring its blessing into your life without holding back. You have lived through seasons where it felt like nothing would ever change, where your prayers seemed to fall flat and your hope felt like an echo. But in those very seasons you were being carried. Your faith, even when it was small and fragile, became a light visible in the halls of heaven. That is why the meeting was held. That is why your name was spoken. That is why I was sent with these words. Because the Father decided it was time for you to step out of the waiting room and into the place prepared for you. In this place you will begin to notice small but undeniable signs of God's nearness. Peace arriving before the answer. Joy rising before the circumstance changes. Opportunities appearing where there used to be closed doors. Conversations that heal instead of wound. Dreams you thought were dead coming back to life. This is how heaven moves, quietly but unmistakably, until the reality of the promise becomes impossible to ignore. You will see it, you will feel it, and it will be yours. The blessing is also reshaping the way you see yourself. The part of you that once doubted you deserved anything good is slowly dissolving under the weight of God's love. You will begin to trust your own prayers again. You will begin to speak life over yourself instead of criticism. You will stand taller, not from pride but from knowing you are carried. You will walk lighter, not because life is perfect but because your spirit is anchored. This is what the Father wanted for you all along, not just to give you things, but to give you freedom. As this freedom grows, your capacity to love will grow too. People will be drawn to you for reasons they cannot explain. They will feel safe near you because the peace you are receiving will begin to overflow. You will be able to comfort those who are hurting with the same comfort you are being given now. You will become a living reminder to others that God has not forgotten them, because they will see His faithfulness written across your life. Do not be surprised if some things shift as this happens. Some relationships will change, some doors will close while others open. This is not loss, it is alignment. Heaven is creating room for the new life you are stepping into. You do not need to cling to what is leaving, you need only to stay open to what is arriving. The Father's hand is on every detail. Nothing is slipping through the cracks. Nothing is being overlooked. This is the deep joy behind the tears I speak of. Heaven is not crying out of sadness. It is crying out of love, because a child who fought through so much darkness has stepped into the light prepared for them. You have not failed. You have not missed it. You are not too late. You are exactly where you are meant to be, and nothing can move you out of this moment of favor. What if everything you've been chasing, wealth, freedom, success, could be drawn to you automatically, simply by unlocking a secret brain wave hidden inside you? Once classified by intelligence agencies, this discovery is now available to the public, and it's changing lives instantly. Picture yourself debt-free, stress-free, and thriving. The window is open, but not forever, and every second you wait is wealth slipping from your hands, so grasp it now. Click the link in video description and comments below to awaken this money magnet frequency and watch abundance flow into your life today. Type 222 if you know God is with you. Let this part of the message settle into you like a lullaby for your soul. You do not have to rush, you do not have to strive, you do not have to figure out how it will all work. God has already done the figuring. He has already written the story. He has already made the way. All you have to do is keep walking forward with an open heart and a willing spirit, and everything that belongs to you will meet you on the path.